watch TV?
Absolutely, every day.
All right. Have you ever heard of public access television?
Public access television. It sounds familiar.
No,
Never?
never.
No, I really haven't. Can you elaborate on and explain to me what public television is? So then I'll know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What is it? How have you heard about it? Like, have you ever
Public
watched
ac-
public access
on
television?
cable. It's on cable.
Have you ever watched public access television?
Yeah, I went through it.
Yes.
Sweet. Have you ever watched public access
No.
television? Have you ever heard of public access television?
Not until you mentioned it earlier to me. So.
I go through it like this. You know, I pause on it sometimes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember, what's that, video music box? What's that old video show when I was in like junior high? I love that. They need to bring things like that back.
Well, I don't think that's what is that.
Video, video music.
No, it's not video music box. It's called. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's back in the. Yes, they used to give interviews. They used to call. They used to give requests. Hey, I would love to listen to Big Daddy Kane.
On public access?
Channel 13. Yes.
No.
What's the?
Yeah.
I skip past it.
Are you-
I ain't even gonna sit here in front. Like, that's how I know of it. Like, I know of it by just flicking through the channels. I never really seen anything that was real magnetic to me to, stay on the channel. So,
Okay,
yeah.
nothing?
Nah, maybe I just catch it at a bad time. I guess so.
Do you?
I caught myself watching BCat a couple times.
You
call
know
myself
what? You know
watching
what?
BK.
You know what? All right. Yeah, when I was younger, I used to watch Flex in Brooklyn all the time on BCat. So I can't front. So yeah. I used to watch that back in the day.
What is Flex in Brooklyn?
It used to be like link ups with dances at certain clubs where they have competitions and battles and all of that. And they used to have it televised on BCat. Yeah, it was fly. Inspired me to dance.
I just think people get confused sometimes because they look at a television set and they see, I don't know, they see The Voice, or they see Scandal, or they see all these programs that are well done technically, and then they turn to the public access channel, to Brooklyn Free Speech, and they look and they see, well, the camera work is not as good sometimes, or the camera itself is not as good, or the sound is not as good, and they think that they're comparing two things that are the same, and they're not, because one is there to entertain you for the purpose of making your life more fun, but also to sell you a product, and the other one just happens to use the same kind of materials, a camera, a recording device, transmission onto television, but it's really a different thing altogether, because what public access is your opportunity to define who you are as a person, not to have yourself defined by somebody else, and that even the most rudimentary plain picture that you draw of yourself is even more important than the well-designed picture that someone else draws of you, because who you are as a person and what you've come to understand about that it's really a deep and meaningful experience.
A homogenous world of stories. if stories are only told by one group of people in one way. It's sort of like if you go to the store, let's say like there's a store called Black White, and where everything in the store is either black and white. And if you lived in a world where everything was black and white, not that black and white isn't great, right? Like black and white can be really cool, but eventually if you start seeing something red or green or yellow or pink or gray or purple, there's something beautiful to that. To have all those different colors and different perspectives and different attitudes and different ideas and different, just different. That's what storytelling should be. What do you think when you hear the words public access?
I mean, I think 2 years ago, I would have thought about the like terrible video feed from the PTA meeting that my mother was at, because in my hometown. But now I think my feeling about it is much more like nuanced. But I think it really depends on where you're doing it. I think like a place like Duxbury, Massachusetts, it's PTA meetings and like the weirdo science teacher who like spends his evenings making a TV show. But I think I think it has a stigma on some level. The term public access has a stigma to it. But that's, great art happened. I mean, I think great work happened. I mean, Hoop Dreams was a public access project. Yeah, it was a public access project with a budget, but like that was started by a bunch of guys working in television in downtown Chicago, and they weren't working for a network. Like, so I think that's one of the greatest, forget documentaries, that's like an amazing film. Like that was like, it's mind-blowing, that movie. And it's still mind-blowing 20, 30, however long it is years later. So I think if the right people use public access in the right way, it's a game changer.